Hello, welcome back to another segment in excerpts from A Spiritual Ascension. Today, I wanted to speak on how to know there's going to be an ending to a situation. Okay, everybody's going to be different. Your journey is going to be different than mine. Everyone may not resonate with my experience or how it will occur in your own journey. Okay. The reason why I give you examples of my own story is a majority of the time you're going to be looking for patterns. That's going to be really, really important. Patterns for you are going to be different than my own patterns were. But a lot of times the universe uses patterns. I was trying to think of, no, let me not even bring that up because I can't think of what the name of that is. But even if you look at the universe itself, the patterns of the universe, right? The patterns of our solar system, the patterns of the 365 or plus days that, the Earth goes around the sun. Patterns, everything goes in patterns, okay? So that's going to be a big part of it. I think I already did a video on patterns, but I can always do a follow-up, and there's going to be so much more to tell you. I was put into different situations, which at first seemed like, oh my goodness, finally, like I'm out of an old situation and into a new situation, and a big relief. And it was something new. I thought it was going to be so much better for me. And also, there's a point of knowing that you are here to change other people. As I've said in many videos before, that we are the ones that go before. Okay. We are the ones that make the way for those coming after. So we are the examples for the ones that will need to know. Um, when you are put into these different situations, at first it seems like a big relief because you're leaving another situation. But you're going to probably come into contact with one person or a group of people. And I just did a video on people ganging up on you, which the situation at first seems really, really good, promising. But because your light is so strong and you are there to make change to the environment, to a particular person or a group of people, you are a change maker. Okay. You're also a way maker. Um, the situation after a while is going to change, and it's not going to feel good as good as it did. And eventually that's kind of like the beginning of the knock on the door. Little by little, you'll start to see the signs, and that's an important thing for you to do is to start seeing signs, recognizing the signs from the universe. I think I talked in another video that just before my son had passed away back in 2007, just a few days before, about 4 days before, I started got this really bad headache. And it went on for, well, I should say about a week before. The headache went on for about 44 to 5 days. And I was kind of like, by that time, I was like, I still have this headache. And I, was taking, medication and it would not go away. I ended up going to the emergency room and I think they just gave me something stronger. 4 days later, my son was killed in a car accident. And by that time, the headache had gone away. I started to notice I would get these headaches on occasion when something significant was going to happen in my life. So anywhere from like a week couple days actually, a couple days to a week later. That was a pattern I was looking for. So I knew when I started getting these headaches, these kind of migraine type of things, that something important was going to happen. There was going to be some kind of change. That is following the patterns. Okay. Um, I had ended up during my journey staying with a woman who was kind enough to allow me to stay with her for a while. And everything was going well. I was, being very respectful of her home and everything. But it was kind of weird that I knew that my time there was limited, and I know that she wanted her space back. But this weird thing happened with she had gone away and brought fruit back into left fruit in the house, and I didn't know it was in there. And then pretty soon, these fruit flies had developed, and it became like a really bad epidemic of fruit flies. And I tried to get rid of them while she was still on her trip. And when she came home, it was just, they were just all over the place. And to me, that was a big sign, like it's time for you to go. Like you're getting, the spirit is ready to move you now. Some other little things had happened along just before that time. And within a couple days after that, I ended up leaving. So, and the thing was, there was another place for me to go right after that. So it's like the universe is totally always taking care of you, making sure you have what you need, that you have, um, you're just taken care of by the universe. Even though you're going to go through some serious situations. Understand that, like, it's so hard for me to explain to people what I've gone through, people who aren't very spiritually minded. And you'll start to understand some of these things, and people have reservations as far as, maybe she's a little cuckoo or whatever it may be. But when you look back, it's just miraculous. It's beautiful the way that the universe carries you through situations. And it's all about, again, bringing you from one life into your next life. Um, Again, I talk about having two lives within one lifetime. And this transformation that you're going through is not only for you to, uh, one thing is for the death of the ego to happen, and also for you to now be alone so that you can go through this transformation. The reason why you are alone too is so that you don't have other influences around you who may say, well, why are you doing that? Or why don't you just come home, family maybe, or, why don't you just get a job or things like that. If you were to try to do some of these things, they probably won't work out. Sure, you can probably, like for me, I know at some point I said, I feel like I'm not working, like I need to get a job. But the thing was, it wasn't time for me because I was about to move to a different situation. So it's again just following the patterns, recognizing the signs that the universe is giving to you. Um, this was all about understanding how to recognize endings. So usually they're going to be quite chaotic. People around you may, like I said, start ganging up on you. Um, if you're at a certain job, it may all of a sudden end. And that's kind of the universe kind of saying, okay, you didn't kind of move when we were trying to push you, so we're going to have to end it for you. So you try to avoid those situations, really use your intuition to listen to what spirit is telling you. And it's going to take you a while to really recognize the way that the universe speaks to you personally. Okay, it took me a long time to understand. Um, but you're going to be in such a better place once everything is over with. Like I say, I went through exactly 5 year journey. I mean, almost to the day of getting to this other side now and totally leaving my old life, my old family, and now going into this new life and finding my new soul family, moving far away from where I grew up, where I worked for many decades, and just having a brand new life and developing good relationships, not the relationships I had before where people were using me for their own selfish gain. And just now having pure peace. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions for me, there is a link below for you to book time with me. I would love to talk to you. Have any questions for me? You have any questions about my journey or your own journey? Um, would love to speak with you. Also, I've developed courses on the ascension process, and that link is also below. Okay, and I'll see you next time.